channel Moto Techno Boy. It's been such a long time after I ever made my video of a story, and you are watching my video after almost 2 weeks. Now, where were I during these 2 weeks? I was preparing for my exams, and my exams were going on for PT2, which were written exams, and they were worth of 40 marks. So those were kinda easy, but still I needed to prepare to my best level. Okay, so now all of those nonsense are gone, so let's do it. Okay, so today the story is about a car which had just shaken the earth of Europe. This was an American legend which showed the world that Americans can also make pretty good supercars. And the name of the car is Ford GT. This Ford GT just put the name of Ferrari into the shame list and won the 1966 Le Mans and many other races. So let's hear the story about this thing. So the year was 1963. Henry Ford II, the grandson of the founder of Ford Motor Company, Henry Ford, had gone to Italy to meet Enzo Ferrari to buy their company. And you ask why? They wanted to buy a struggling European company which had a race team, and they wanted to popularize Ford around the world. That's their motive, and for that, at the time, Ferrari was a struggling European company. So Henry Ford II went to Italy to meet Enzo Ferrari and buy the Ferrari brand. And the deal was going to be 100% completed, but in the end, Enzo Ferrari got to know that Ford Motor Company are going to buy their road part, means the part which made road cars, and their race team also, the Scuderia. Scuderia means horse stables in Italian. So you might know that why is there a horse on the Ferrari logo. Okay, so leave that nonsense. Enzo Ferrari got to know that Henry Ford II are going to buy their road car making factory as well as their race team. Enzo Ferrari got angry. He got so angry that he taunted Henry Ford II that he is a fat pig-faced landlord.
2,000 years later, 6.5.
So now I am making this video in the evening for the first time, so if there are any weird background noises, so please forgive me. Second, ordered his workers to make a car that can crush Ferrari. So at that time, Ferrari brand had almost won all the races in this entire world, including the 24 hours of Daytona or the 2000 kilometers of Daytona and the 12 hours Sebring endurance race, as well as the most prestigious race in the entire world, that is the 24 hours Le Mans. And Ferrari is the most famous team in the Le Mans, and if Ford could manage to win in Le Mans, they have defeated Ferrari. That's their motive. So a European company named Lola had taken the small block V8 engines from Ford to compete in the Le Mans, the 24 hours Le Mans. So Ford collabed with Lola, made a race car named Ford GT40 Mark I, which didn't do that kind of a nice ride in the tracks. And so, to help the sinking ship, Ford hired a man named none other than the Carroll Shelby. So after Ford hired Shelby, otherwise known as Carroll Shelby took the Ford GT40 out to Willow Springs and measured the airflow around the car, and they found out that the GT40 was losing almost 75 horsepower on airflow alone, which was very big deal. So the car was redesigned, and to make even a better aerodynamic car, Carroll designed the car himself and just tuned the engine to make over 440 horsepower. And 440 horsepower in 1960s was like 2000 horsepower in 2020. So after all these things done to the GT40, Carroll Shelby took the car to the 2000 kilometers of Daytona, the endurance race, So in the race, Carroll Shelby had to compete with Ferrari, and at that year Ferrari got a brand new car which was not so easy to beat. So to beat Ferrari, Ford had to do something. So luckily in this race, Ferrari blew a tire and Ford just got eased to the victory, which was kind of nice thing about that. But a not nice thing about the year is that that was the only win this season. Ford could not win for Asuma. Don't know why. So after repeated failing in some years, Ford decided that they had to win this year. So Carroll Shelby again redesigned the GT and added a 7-liter Goliath V8, and luckily it created huge amounts of horsepower. Exactly, if I say, more than 500. Just imagine that. In the Le Mans, the Ford GT had a great start and the Ferrari couldn't keep up with them. And after laps after laps, the laps became insanity, and the cars became more intense, the race became more intense, and at 4 p.m. the Ford GT were in the lead, and 3 of the 4 GTs who were participating in the Le Mans had won the race in a triangle formation. Yep, in the picture, the second car with gold blue and orange accents, that is Ken Miles, and the black one, that is Bruce Mclaren. If you want to know more about Bruce Mclaren, check out my Mclaren video, link in the description below. In 1990s, Ford made a successor to the Ford GT40 named the Ford GT90. So now this Ford GT90 had over 900 horsepower. It could go at a top speed of 250 miles an hour. In 1990, it could reach Veyron speeds. Sadly, this Ford GT90 was not in a production. This was only a one-off concept car. And then in 2002, Ford GT was revived with the Ford GT40. Yes, 2002 Ford GT40 was a concept car and everybody liked it. Everybody's mind was blown away. And the new Ford GT was very similar to the original Mark II Ford GT40. And just the only bad thing about the new Ford GT was their GT40 inspired doors, which were very difficult to get out of in parking spaces. So Jeremy Clarkson would have been very sad after he bought his dream Ford GT. After 4 years of production, the Ford GT production And then maybe around 2000 of those cars were ever made, but still those cars, even after 10 years of production, they still cost around $250,000 to $500,000 if they are the Heritage Edition. And then jump to the 2016, Ford again unveiled their new Ford GT, remembering the 50th anniversary of the 24 Hours Le Mans win. And happily for you, the Ford GT, the new Ford GT had a EcoBoost twin turbocharged V6, and to commemorate the real Ford GT and to prove that this GT without a V8 but with a V6 is also a Ford GT, they took it to the Le Mans. Yes, Easter egg. They took it to the Le Mans again, and just guess it. Here are the options, okay? It has won, it didn't win, and Ferrari won that year, Le Mans. Okay, there are three options. Comment down below that which one is correct. Do say. They actually won the Le Mans. Yes, they actually won Le Mans. Ford has won Le Mans again, which is kind of a good sensation. And Ford GT is very difficult to buy nowadays because you have to take permission from Ford to buy the GT and have to pay almost $1 million to buy the Heritage Edition or a really good spec one. Ford GT is now put in everyone's mind that they are the best American car that could be ever made by Ford. And let me tell you the stats of this car. This car creates 650 horsepower and can go at a top speed of almost 216 miles an hour, which means that this American car is a European car. American, European, live it. So it's very difficult to explain the legacy of the Ford GT, and I'm not the best at explaining things, so please forgive me if you were not satisfied. But still, don't forget to smash the like button and share this video with your friends, and subscribe to my channel Moto Techno Boy, and turn on the notification bell on to get the updates of my videos on every Thursday afternoon. Yes, every Thursday afternoon, not afternoon but evening. Yes, every Thursday evening at 5:30 p.m. or after. Okay, so do check out all the links in my description below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and also do check out my previous video and my other stories in link of the playlist in description below. Thank you for watching. Yeah.